the end of the day, you are 100% in control of that payback loan. The insurance company is not under any circumstance going to ask what you're using it for and when it's paid back, because you're going to die. You're not getting out alive. And they have the death benefit as collateral to that loan. Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. Thank you for joining me again. All right, today let's talk about you becoming the banker. This concept should not really be that hard, but it is hard because we're programmed to say, you know what, somebody is going to tell me what my loan terms are. They're going to tell me what my interest rate is. They're going to tell me what my payment is. When I take a loan, they're going to be in control of it. And so what I am finding is that when I am in meetings, people will say, well, Mary Jo, what are their loan payback terms? They don't have loan payback terms because you're the banker. You get to decide that. When people take a loan for the first time, they're like, well, Mary Jo, how much are they going to want as a payback amount? And so this is about one of the pieces of what infinite banking is about is control, right? The name of the book is Become Your Own Banker. So that means we have to be the lender, we have to be the borrower, and we have to be the bank owner. And so when we are the bank owner, we get to decide who we're going to lend money to. When we are the lender, we're going to set terms. When we are the borrower, we're going to follow those terms. But what happens when we're all that person? Then we get all confused and we're like, well, what the heck? I want the control, but I really don't want the control. Oh, this is a lot of responsibility, right? It is a lot of responsibility because you need to be an honest banker, right? Nelson talks about that in the book. You need to be an honest banker. You should not be stealing the peas. Make sure you pay those loans back. If you have not read Becoming Your Own Banker, why? What are you waiting for? Next year? Think anything's going to change from now to next year if you don't read the book? We have to change that thought process. People that are super organized with their money are great bankers. They will borrow against their policy. They will then do an amortization schedule. They will set up an automatic payment draft with the insurance company, and they'll pay their loan back every month. If they pay it back yearly, they'll put it on their little calendar that this is the day that the loan has to be paid back, and they'll set the terms for themselves. That sounds wonderful. For those of us in the world that are not that organized, me included, I am not an organized individual when it comes to paperwork. Is my house organized? Yes. Is my paperwork organized? No, my friends, it is not. And so what happens is we may not run an amortization schedule. We might like the sound of having control, but when we actually have control, we're like, no, thank you. Mr. Life Insurance Company, can you tell me what my terms are? Because what happens is if we don't do the paperwork, if we don't understand that we're the banker and the borrower, then we don't pay it back and we steal the peas. We're like, well, why is our policy doing X, Y, and Z? Why is this interest accumulating like it is? Well, because you're not paying anything back. You can't borrow money and not pay it back. You have to borrow, when you borrow money, you have to at least pay the interest only, or the interest compounds from year to year. And guess what? I have heard other people that are teaching the infinite banking concept, they are saying interest does not compound from year to year. Oh, no. Yes, it does. Just look at the accounting from the life insurance company, and it is too capitalizing. So I've looked at the accounting. It capitalizes from year to year. So pay your interest only. Some people will say, oh, that's all you ever have to pay is interest. Okay, my friends, if I bought a car and all I ever paid was interest, isn't that stealing the peas? That's stealing the peas. Why would I not pay the principal back on that? Some people will say, well, that's because I use that money to go buy something else that generates cash flow. Okay, that makes sense. But if I'm not doing that and I'm just using that money to go out to eat and buy beer, guess what? I just stole the peas. Being the banker is hard work. You need to put your business hat on, your banker hat on, and say, okay, why does the bank create paperwork? Why do they make me pay a X amount per month? Because it's their business. And you now are in the business of banking because remember, Nelson said in his book, you should be in the business of banking. And then on top of that, Nelson said you should be super honest and you should be paying back plus interest, plus more interest. If the insurance company charges you 5%, but they're going to charge you 8% on a car loan, maybe you should be paying back at 8% and you should pay the extra 3%. Oh my, that's mind-boggling to people. Why would I pay myself more? Why would you save money? Good money management? All this stuff that I'm talking about right here is the concept. This is the infinite banking concept. I haven't told you how to structure a policy. I haven't told you how much premium to pay. Haven't told you what parts of the policy your money is going to. We haven't talked about death benefit. All we're talking about is a thought process, a concept. And so there are people that email me and say, oh, Mary Jo, I get this. I get it. I understand what you're saying. I just have some questions. And the questions reflect the fact that they don't understand what I'm saying. They've missed the whole point of the concept. They're worried about rates of return. What? No. It's about a concept. It's about a thought process. And so when we become the banker, it's our business. That's our business hat. We went online, we took a loan, we run the amortization schedule, we file it. We set up automatic payments back to the company, whatever that is. But at the end of the day, you are 100% in control of that payback loan. The insurance company is not under any circumstance going to ask what you're using it for and when it's paid back because you're going to die, you're not getting out alive. And they have the death benefit as collateral to that loan. They are protected. It's no different than when the bank says, hey, I want a death benefit to cover your loan. You need credit life. It's no different than that. They're protected, so they don't need to ask you the questions. This concept has gotten a bad rap because people are bad bankers. And if you come to me and you want a policy and I see that you are probably going to be a bad banker, I'm not going to sell you a policy. I don't do business with every single person that calls me. No. Nope. I've done this long enough that people will call and say, "What? I have a what? I have a policy? Like a life insurance policy? Where did we go wrong? Where did I go wrong? We had an hour-and-a-half meeting. You read the book and you don't know that you have a life insurance policy? Oh yeah, we're not going to let that happen again." Right? I will live in a cardboard box before you buy a product that you don't know what you're purchasing. If you have somebody that is trying to tell you and convince you that this is bad, they don't understand the concept. Well, no, they'll tell you when to pay it back. No, they won't, because you are the banker. Keep that in mind. You become the banker. You also become the borrower. You also become the business owner. Your dreams have come true, my friends. You are now a business owner of a bank. You are an entrepreneur. You now have to decide how you're going to do your accounting, how you're going to pay your employees, all of the above. Good for you. Gosh, that was so fast, just overnight. You bought a policy and you became a banker. Isn't that something? Now you got to take that responsibility. And you got to be honest. Okay, let me know if you have comments, questions, concerns. MaryJo@withoutthebank.com. Go read Nelson's book. Read my books. You can go to withoutthebank.com, grab the books there, schedule your appointment, and we will talk one-on-one so I can guide you through the process. All right, you guys, you have a fantastic rest of your day.